Hi, please state your name.
Hi, my name is Brittany Littlejohn, and I don't want to get my address. Thank you. All right, so we'll show you how. This is a water filter. You know, it's white, pretty white. Yeah, whatever it's given. Anyway, this is a Long Beach water filter from my residence that's about 6 weeks old. Pretty disgusting. And it's like this every month. 6 weeks. 2, doesn't matter. I also brought pictures of my in-laws' house in Merrick. This is about 5, 6 months, if you want to look at it. I mean, fortunately for me, I have a husband who installs these wonderful things. So I can bring things that are gross like this to the City Hall so you guys can see this is what everybody's drinking. So that's that. And yeah. So I can't even throw that out.
Thank you for bringing this to our attention. It's very clear. Clean water is a human right. And so this is a priority for all of us. And hopefully, I guess the acting city manager, can we get some information out to make sure that we can address this particular issue? Because obviously, you're not the only person that's experienced this. There are other residents that have also experienced this. This is not the first year this has happened. Since my time here in 2016, people have come to meetings complaining about water. And so at this point, the residents need some answers.
So, it's disgusting. It
Right.
really is. It really is disgusting. I too have a whole house water filter at my house, and it's very similar. We did talk to our DPW commissioner last week. He couldn't be here tonight. He has a family emergency. But I did want him to come and speak about it. Although they do say our water is safe and it's tested and the state regulates it and the state tests everything.
I'm having actually our water sent to another lab just to
Right. I would love to know what the results of that are. But the one problem that we are having, which is pretty consistent, which I don't know if that's what's on there, but when you see the brown water is basically rust.
Yeah.
And what happens is we had a few water main breaks and we had a few water mains that froze. And as it was explained to us, I'm not an expert in this, but it was explained to us by the DPW commissioner, it changes the flow of the water going from one direction to the other, which brings up all the sediment, and that's where we get all the brown water from, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
And it'll ruin your clothes if you're doing the laundry and the whole
Absolutely.
thing.
I have 300 drinks.
Right.
So,
Right. So we're aware. Councilman Bendo asked about lining the pipes, which is actually unreasonable to be able to do that. It's cheaper to actually start replacing pipes. The good news is in terms of replacing pipes, each year, it's very minimal, but each year when we do road reconstruction, not just the road resurfacing, but when we dig up the entire street, we are replacing all the sewer and water mains everywhere. And part of the problem is that we are on a sandbar, as it was explained to me also by the DPW, which doesn't support the pipes, so the pipes all move and jostle around as the sand washes away underneath the pipes. Does that change the fact that I don't want my children necessarily drinking that water? No, of course not. But it is safe. I have to say that it is safe. But I will have the DPW commissioner contact you. I think you have your number on the form, right? I think I saw it there. And to see what we can do going forward. Besides replacing pipes, that's really the only option that we have at this point.
I mean, at one point they thought the water in Flint was safe. So
I'm sorry?
at one point they thought the water in Flint, Michigan was safe. And
Right. Well, we are having our water tested. That's these sediments is what it really is, which isn't necessarily dangerous, but it is gross. So I'm going to take your card right here and make sure the DPW commissioner calls you. But also, as Councilwoman Moore asked, that we start putting more information out to the public. I think we're required to do a public analysis of our water once a year. There is a mailing that does go out, and it has all the breakdown of whatever they find in our water.
The groundwater information is on the city website and on the Facebook page.
I know, I've read it.
And the water report goes out. You
I'm sorry?
Now,
Each May, so he said that the water report goes out each May.
If I can just add something.
Please.
Look, it's a concern that each of us share. We each receive a number of emails, text messages, whatever it is, regarding the water. We've spoken at length with our DPW commissioner in order to see what else can be done in addition to the process of changing the pipes. And I know this is not the answer that you want to hear, that it's a slow process. But that, along with all of the other improvements and infrastructure improvements, are slow and very costly. But in the meantime, we go through the steps that are necessary from the state as well as local authorities to ensure that the water is safe. I too have the issue. I understand it, and it's not pleasant. But that being said, wait, hold on, let me just finish. That being said, I think that this is something that the city and the city council, each of us is committed to improving and making sure that whatever can be done is done and as quickly as possible. It's not falling on deaf ears, we're not ignoring it. It's something that we probably send emails and speak about on a weekly, if not daily basis.
okay, but the water has been an issue since I was a kid. I grew up here. One of my lives in the 32 years, you know, it's been like that for a long time. I mean, we have my in-laws house in Merrick. That's 6 months old. It's clear. It's perfect. You know, I mean, maybe my husband will go and do whatever his parents has, and he'll see like one little black spot. Okay, we'll swap it out. He's like, he thought his parents had it in like 2 days. He was appalled when he changes filters like this once, twice a month. It's ridiculous. I've lived in Woodmere, I've lived in Atlantic Beach. Never happened before. There's no comparison. I mean, it's unacceptable.
Okay.
And lastly, I'd like to congratulate Mendo and Simon for your positions and his son's new salary. All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.